The topic for our presentation is navigating gender norms in Disney, specifically through an analysis of children's media influence. This presentation is by Jacqueline, Daisy, McKenna, and Allie. Hi, my name is McKenna Bowles, and I am going to take you through the context and description of our findings. For our presentation, we decided to focus on children's media, specifically Disney and Disney Channel shows and how they contribute to the construction or topics. These include gender norms and the formation of identities for young children. When exploring the different content, our group noticed a commonality within the way that the context connected to what children, as well as preteens, might be experiencing in their own lives. Whether this be the bond with their own families or siblings and the perceptions of their own genders, we have found that Disney Channel shows play a pretty significant role in the way children view different genders, females as well as males, within their typical roles in society. Within these shows, we found that females are usually depicted as being more sensitive or concerned with their appearance, whereas the male characters are depicted as athletic or more dominant. Through the examination of the exposure to these shows, we realized that they may intersect with the children's behavior and beliefs, and that these findings can provide insights into potential long-term influence on societal gender norms and expectations. The overall goal of our project was to show that Disney stories have a very big impact on the way that youth explore their gender, and throughout our presentation, we will dive into the way that Disney and gender connect to one another through the exploration of different shows found on the network, as well as storylines and characters.
Hi, my name is Daisy. I'm going to be speaking about our literature review and our rationale. Growing up, we all watched Disney Channel shows and Disney Channel movies. Um, while growing up, we saw that there was a lack of diversity within the roles that women got within the shows. And growing up to see that the next generation is getting the same amount of limited diversity is very concerning. So for our literature review, the first thing we dove into was the social construct of reality. So Disney has the power to reinforce societal norms through images and narratives. Disney Channel has the ability to change children's perceptions of gender roles and extending to influence plays on their aspirations. With theoretical frameworks, we use the feminist theory because it shines a light on the power dynamics and the reoccurring stereotypes that Disney's media is storytelling. With the cultivation theory, we emphasize that prolonged exposure to Disney Channel's gendered narratives it contributes to their shaping of beliefs and behavior of this young generation. With social cognitive theory. It's how children and viewers learn the behaviors and attitudes by observing the characters in the media and portraying it in their own life. With gender stereotypes, we saw that the women and the male are generally depicted in different manners. So for females, they are seen as nurturing, emotional, and focused on interpersonal relationships. Most of their struggles within the shows or movies is regarding popularity, appearance, or their romance. The boys, on the other hand, are carefree, fun loving, and bubbly. They tend to prioritize leisure, adventure over their responsibilities, and often portrayed as the class clown, a goofy sidekick, and usually only interested in physical activities. We went into gender, language, and communication because it seems like Disney Channel has certain guidelines when they write these scripts. For men, when a certain situation comes up, for example, one of a negative, um, boys are more likely to face the situation in an angered manner, whereas girls would face it with more sadness. For the next one, we saw that Disney Channel has conveyed only one kind of relationship, which is the heterosexual relationship. And given that in today's society we have many different kinds, especially with other movements going on, it can make children feel like they're left out of this kind of media. For the post feminist perspective, we saw that while Disney Channel does seem like they're trying to broaden up the different types of roles that they give girls within the shows, it's still very narrow. It kind of seems like a false female empowerment where they give them these roles of empowerment, individuality with higher aspiration and goals, but they're very exaggerated stereotypes that they're still feeding into.
My name is Jacqueline Allman, and I will be going over the methods section for our research paper. For our research, we are primarily looking into Disney live-action sitcoms produced between the early 2000s and present day that are targeted at tweens. Examples of these shows include Hannah Montana, Wizards of Waverly Place, and Lizzie McGuire. Some background information on the authors behind this critical analysis paper is that we are all female students at SDSU, ages 20 to 26 with unique upbringings and cultural backgrounds. We did all grow up in the United States and recall being exposed to these shows in our developmental years. The method that we have chosen for our analysis is cultural criticism using a symbolic and structural approach. By using this approach, we seek to look into the cultural artifacts in order to reveal underlying meanings, the discourses they convey, and the influences in either upholding or challenging societal norms. In order to conduct this criticism, we will identify and decode signs and symbols within these shows. Due to a matter of limited time and resources of this course, we will be randomly selecting episodes that fit our criteria to examine.
Hi, my name is Ali, and I will be going over the analysis a part of our presentation. And so we broke it down into three subcategories. The first is character development, the second is character behaviors, and the third is recurring tropes. And so for character development, we went over evolving relationships, which entails female characters initially being dependent on male characters, but gradually over time gaining more independence on their own and building a little bit of character development. For that section, we also went over shifting power dynamics, which included depicting instances where female characters took on leadership roles. And the third would be transformations, where male characters undergoing personal growth that challenges conventional masculinity. And so for the second one, character behaviors, we had verbal communication, which included male characters consistently using assertive language, while female characters use more tentative speech, as well as nonverbal cues, which entailed gender differences in expressions of emotion, with female characters expected to display more empathy, as well as interaction styles depicting male characters as more dominant in decision making processes, while female characters are more of on the side and they are just chiming in here and there, and meaning like they don't have a say and they don't have like a voice of their own. And so for recurring tropes, we included damsel in distress. So that depicted female characters in need of rescue. So meaning that they are dependent on the males to help them out, as well as heroic archetypes, which is gendered patterns in character roles and traits, as well as stereotypical behaviors, which consisted portrayal of certain gendered actions.